Okay, good morning. Let's finish up the two adjustments for the consumables, store supplies, and insurance. Then I will show you how to do the interest receivable and merchandise inventory. So let's take a look at store supplies. Remember, what you want to do is take a look at the balance. I'm on page 445, and the balance of store supplies was 640. So the adjustment, remember, is the difference between these two. Here's what you started with, here's what you ended with. So the adjustment will be the difference between those two. All right, so there's our adjustment, and that's going to go over here on the ledger, or journal, I mean. Prepaid insurance, the balance for prepaid insurance was $1,600. So again, the difference between those two is your adjustment. So we started with 2,000. And we're left with $1,600. That means we used $9,600 worth of insurance. So let's go over here to the journal and enter those numbers. So supplies expense for the store, you can either reference those or type them in. It doesn't really matter. 3843.62. Remember, debits have to equal credits, so those two equal each other. Insurance expense was $9,600. So that's done. Now, merchandise inventory. Flip over to page 449. If you look at instruction number 1 in the work together, it says a physical count of the merchandise inventory on December 31st determined to be 96,471.25. So if we go back to the ledger, we type in that balance, 96,471 and a quarter. Now, merchandise inventory, you can see I highlighted both of these. It really depends, your adjustment depends on what happened in merchandise inventory. If we bought a lot of inventory and didn't sell it, this balance is going to go up. Notice how that went up about $2,000. So how do you make an asset increase? You debit it. So in this case, your adjustment is going to be a debit. So it's still subtracting. Just make sure you put in a bigger number first. 96 is bigger than 94. So there's our adjustment, 1625.94. That gets journalized. Notice I didn't put the accounts in here yet because we didn't know what the debit was going to be. Now we know the merchandise inventory is the debit. Sometimes its income summary is the debit, but not in this case. So merchandise inventory ends up being 1625.94, and income summary will be the same amount. So income summary ends up being the credit. Okay. I think I'm going to run out of time to show you how to do the notes receivable. Hopefully you remember how to do this, but we have to adjust for the amount of money that we earned, and here it is, but haven't received yet. Remember, this is an accrual. This is going back to one of the earlier chapters we did. So the principal of the note was $8,000. Rate was 8%. We figured out that we had it for 39 days because there's 30 days in November. The date of the note is the 22nd, and this is coming from instruction number 2 on page 449. principal times the rate times time, divide by 360. Your interest ends up being 69.33. So that's the amount of the adjustment that we will have up here. So interest receivable. And the credit is interest income. So there we go. And the very last number in the ledger is the interest income. Okay, so we started with 464. We have a new 69.33. So our new balance is this credit, this credit. You would add. That leaves us a balance with 533.33. So I think I'm about out of time. Maybe the district upgraded this to no time limits, which is good, but we used to be limited to 5 minutes. But you kind of get the idea. Hopefully now you can do the adjusting entries for the next spreadsheet, which I forget the name of the company right now. But what you want to do with this shared spreadsheet, Southside Electric, I think the next one's Idaho Ventures. You want to go to File, make a copy, and when you do that, all of these calculations and things will change over to a new spreadsheet for you. So all you'll have to do is put in the new Idaho Adventure numbers. Just remember that some of these things are going to change, specifically merchandise inventory. Just have to watch. If merchandise inventory went up, you're going to debit. If merchandise inventory went down, you're going to credit the adjustment. As far as the journal is concerned, these are always going to look the same. The supplies and insurance are always consumables, so they'll always be credited. Merchandise inventory, you got to watch. Make sure that, if it goes up, you're debiting it. If it went down, you would credit. You would just flip these. Income summary would be the debit. Merchandise inventory would be the credit. Interest receivable will always be a debit. Interest income will always be a credit. So hope that helps. If you do have any further questions, let me know. Email me, text me, call me, whatever you want to do. You can share this back to me and I can help you out. We can set up a Google Hangout, whatever you guys want to do, let me know. So until next time. Hey, tomorrow's Donut Friday, by the way. Too bad you won't be eating a donut. All right. Take care of yourselves.